Here's a rewritten version of your horror script, tightening the prose, enhancing tension, and preserving the first-person storytelling style across the three interconnected stories. Each section has been refined for clarity, pacing, and impact. How music fades in low. I wouldn't call myself super active, but I like to stay in decent shape. Running with my friend Jay helped. He's always been fit and kind of took it upon himself to train me. We used to run late at night through my neighborhood. It felt safe enough, well lit, quiet, a good place to clear your head. But that changed 2 months ago. The layout of my neighborhood is important. Picture a main road with several side streets branching off and curving back around to reconnect. Eventually, that main road leads to a dirt path, which runs through woods and into open farmland. One night, we decided to switch it up, start at my house, run through the wooded path, reconnect to the main road, and head down the dirt path, before looping home. We wanted more distance, more challenge. At first, it was just us, talking, running, breathing in the cool night air. But then, we heard footsteps behind us. At first, we didn't think anything of it. That path sees plenty of traffic, other runners, people crossing through. But the footsteps matched us. When we sped up, they did too. When we slowed, so did they. That's when we got uneasy. Just as we exited onto the road, we turned to look. No one was there. Empty path. We exchanged a nervous look, but brushed it off. Maybe another runner keeping distance. We kept going. Onto the side road, then the main road, then onto the dirt path. The trees loomed larger here, and there were no lights. Still, we were feeling good, pushing ourselves. We turned back after about a mile, and that's when I saw him, just off the path in the trees. A figure, tall, dark clothes. He darted, out of sight as soon as I looked. I told Jay, but he dismissed it. Said I was being paranoid. Maybe I was. We ran on, past the spot where I'd seen him. Nothing happened. Then, just as we were nearly back to the main road, 20 feet behind us, we heard rustling. We turned. There he was, standing in the center of the dirt road. Black hoodie, ripped, filthy khakis, black shoes, facing away. I've never felt fear like that, like my blood had frozen mid-pump. Jay called out, "What the hell are you doing?" But stopped as soon as the man started laughing. This horrible, cracked, wheezing laugh. Then he turned to face us, eyes wide, face pale and blank, and he just stared. We didn't speak. We just ran. 2 miles, full sprint. I threw up when we got home, locked every door, shut the garage, sat in silence. We never ran in that neighborhood again. If you're a night runner, stay in lit areas, and never go alone. Music fades in again, slower. As a high school junior, I ran cross-country. I liked running alone, losing myself in the rhythm. So when a woman in a rural neighborhood near a forest preserve asked me to run her hyperactive puppy, Izzy, I agreed. $10 per run. Easy. The area was scattered houses, overgrown fields, and the skeleton of some old cult commune. My parents warned me about running alone in secluded places, but I figured, I'm fast. One evening, just before sunset, I took Izzy for a long run. The light was fading, orange bleeding into the treetops. The only sounds were my breathing, Izzy's panting, and the steady slap of my shoes. About 2 miles in, the road narrowed between dense woods. That's when Izzy stopped cold. She stared into the trees, ears perked, whining low. I followed. Her gaze. At first, nothing. Then I saw him, a man half hidden behind a tree, hat low, thick jacket, gloves, eyes locked on me, still, too still. I nodded politely, trying to act unfazed, and jogged on. But Izzy stopped again. I looked back. He had moved. No longer behind the tree. He was at the edge of the road, closer, staring, head tilted. He wanted me to notice. A chill ran through me. I forced myself to stay calm. Maybe just some weird loner. Then I saw him move. He was running at me, sprinting, and he had a cleaver. I didn't scream, I just ran. Izzy struggled to keep up. Her leash whipped as we tore down the road. I didn't look back at first, just ran. But when I did, he was still chasing us, arms flailing, legs too fast, unnatural. He wasn't breathing. I could hear my gasps. Izzy's, the wind in the trees, but not him. He kept pace, silent but fast. I zigzagged into a neighborhood, between houses, behind sheds, finally hid, chest heaving. And then I saw him, at the top of the hill, cleaver dangling, watching, still, no expression. Then a car's headlights appeared in the distance, and he turned, walked back into the woods like it was nothing. I never told the woman, never told my parents. I never ran in that direction again. Final music cue. Low. Ominous. This story spans 7 years. But I'll keep it simple. I grew up in a secluded suburb, surrounded by fields and country roads. You need a car to get anywhere. It's quiet. Too quiet sometimes. The first time it happened, I was 9. My brother and I were walking our dogs when a white SUV pulled up. A man leaned out, curly blonde hair, and motioned for us to come over. I stopped my brother and walked us away. The SUV turned around and left. My mom dismissed it, said he probably needed directions. A year later, during Halloween, a black sat and followed kids down the street. When a parent confronted the driver, he tried to run them over. No plates. Vanished. By 2018, I was pet sitting for neighbors. Their house sat alone off the main road. One night past 10 p.m., I rushed over, flashlight in hand. As I was about to leave, I noticed a black sedan parked by the driveway. It hadn't been there when I arrived. There were no other homes nearby. The owners weren't due back. I cut through the woods instead of taking the road. Didn't see that car again, but I remembered it. Then came quarantine. No track, no school. I started running daily. A white SUV began to follow me. At first, it was subtle. It matched my pace from across the road. Always showed up. To test it, I ran an hour later one day. No car. Next day, it was back. This continued for 10 days. Then one day, I turned down a side street to see a black sedan parked at the end. My heart skipped. I ran slower. That's when I noticed the silhouette of a person crouched behind the sedan, hiding. I bolted in the opposite direction, only to see the white SUV now parked at the other end of the street. I was trapped. A man jumped out and chased me. I outpaced him. Training saved me. But when he realized he couldn't catch me, he shouted after me, "I just want to talk." I told my mom everything. We called the police, but with no plates, there wasn't much they could do. It's only now, looking back, that I realize these weren't isolated events. The same white SUV, the same black sedan, the same men waiting, watching, following for years. They weren't after just anyone. They were after me.